It's possible to create found sets without ever entering find mode. But before we start, make sure your database is in the same state as mine. You want to make sure that you're in list view. You want to make sure that you're showing all records, and you can tell that by going up to the records menu and choosing show all records. If it's grayed out or dimmed, then you're already showing all records. And of course the same thing will happen with the button if you have it showing inside your status toolbar. You also want to make sure you're on the first record. You can see that by looking at this little triangle. And you want to make sure it's unsorted. And if it's sorted, you simply go to Sort Records and choose Unsort in that dialog, or choose Unsort right from there. And then of course if you unsort it, you might have to choose the first record again. It should be John Mark Osborne, because that's the first record we entered when we started this whole tutorial. So what we're going to do is show you how to omit a record. You may have omit record up here on the status toolbar, but you can also find it underneath the records menu. It's right there. There's a keyboard command. I use it quite often. And you want to pay attention before you choose it to what record we're on. We're on John Osborne. If we choose omit record and also look up here, you'll see what happens. Now we have 45 found. John has been removed from the found set. And if we run it again, well, idle will be removed. If we come down to Luke and choose omit record, he comes out of the found set. In fact, we can omit multiple if we want. Just go in here and say omit multiple, type in however many you want. We'll say 5, and from that record that you're on, Denise Garcia, 5 records are going to be omitted. And they're still there. They haven't been deleted. They're just out of the found set. The reason for this is you can't always locate with find criteria what you want your found set to be. You may want to do a find and then go through and manually take records out of the found set because you don't want them to be used for a print or an export or who knows what. Now you can certainly get to those records that are out of the found set too. Just click on this icon, and we've done this many times before, but I want to cover it again because I use it a lot. Showing omitted only, switching between your found set and the found set. You've got the two different found sets really. You've got what's currently showing and what's not in your found set. So you can toggle between those, either this way or through the records menu, show omitted only. So if we're on this found set right now, we're going to show you how to take and work with finding similar records. So if I come over here to the state field or any of these fields I want to, go a particular record, and this one happens to have California on it, and either control click on the Macintosh or right click on Windows, you'll see we have find matching records. And you see when we do that, it finds all the people who match that particular state. Just searches through all the records and finds. So it's a quick way of finding anybody who's the same, and without going into find mode, typing CA, just, oh, there's a record I want, control click or right click, and you're set to go. Now you can also extend and constrain, which we're also going to go over in the next section. We're going to go ahead right now and do some basic extend and constrain. Now extend and constrain are cool because they work within your current found set, either to add something to your current found set or to constrain within that current found set. As I said before, normal finds search through all the records. In fact, the one we just did on that match records, it went through all the records. It didn't care what our current found set was. Extend and constrain are the exceptions, and they're kind of useful. So we're going to come over here and we're going to come and control click on Osborne, and we're going to choose extend found set. And you can see now we've added to that found set the other Osborne that's there. It's a kind of a strange thing because all those records are in the found set are there still. We just added any that match Osborne. Now we can come in here and also constrain. So we'll come in here and right click on John, and we'll say constrain found set. And you can see now we just see John, Mark, and John. And that's gone ahead and only looked inside the current found set. It hasn't looked at all the records, only looked inside those records we had found before and said within that, let's just find all the ones that have John in the name. So it's very useful to be able to quickly change your found sets because found sets are so useful in FileMaker. They control everything from exporting to printing to sorting. You know, anything you do is that found set makes a difference. So being able to work with found sets in many different ways and quickly omit records or constrain and extend can really help you in your FileMaker career.